Most entrepreneurs that are exactly like me, they work in their business day in, day out. They go to business, and at the end of the year, they have some money left over that they saved up by working hard for it. And including me, I can name pretty much any exceptional entrepreneurs out there. They are doing exact same thing. They are making their money, they're working in their business, and they all invest in one same asset. It's the same asset that I invest my money in every single year from whatever money I have left over. If people think we make money and we just stash that money into a bank account and we go holidays and travel business class, that is just complete BS. We actually invest into the economy. And to your surprise, the government actually rewards entrepreneurs for doing exactly that. And most people fail to understand that. The misconception is that entrepreneurs are making money, business are making money, and they stash that money and then they invest into luxury. I personally don't know any entrepreneur that I have in my circle that spends their money in luxury. In fact, our attention is always on the other side. Luxury is just not a priority for us unless we really need one. When we need one, we can purchase. We always have the means to do that. But we are mostly focused on constantly growing the business and growing the money that we are earning, because we pay taxes. Because if we don't invest our money into any type of alternative investments, whether it be real estate, whether it be oil and gas, whether it be investing into ventures, starting another business, starting another, buying a commercial space, buying land, buying real estate, buying apartment complex, any of these things, if we don't do any of that, our money goes into the hands of the government, who in turn waste that money in most cases. So it is imperative for us to do what we can to keep what we are making. At the center of all of this, when anybody out there says there are not enough incentives for small business owners to take action and do some important work, then that's a false narrative. Because I don't know about other people, everybody's looking for a place to go stash their money. In my honest opinion, after being a small business owner for almost 15 years now, I think United States is one of the biggest tax haven out there. You have been given so many tools by the Congress, by the IRS, to participate in the economy, help grow the economy, help grow money on the money that you're making, take advantage of the tax code, pay the least tax, and in some cases no tax. But if you don't know the tax code, if you don't have anybody advocating to educate you on the advantages of the tax code, and they are not there to help you throughout the year, then as a small business owner, you end up paying money in taxes. I have done that in the past when I started fresh. I'm sure all the small business owners, they all have to pay their fair share of taxes now or ever. But you can literally minimize your tax liability to where it doesn't become a burden. It doesn't feel like you're giving away your hard-earned money. And just like everybody else, there's no way around taxes. Everybody has to do the taxes, but you get to keep most of it by taking certain actions, which the government is advocating for. They want you to invest in certain types of government programs that benefits the government and relieves them from investing money into those type of assets. If you follow those things, you get the advantage of it. The problem that we have is we can all go out there and complain about paying more taxes, having people taking advantage of the SNAP benefit or Section 8 housing. I get all that. I get upset when I see all that too. But for you and me, the only option we have is stay in our lane, talk about things that we can do to reduce that legally without taking any shortcuts. So if tomorrow IRS comes knocking on your door and they wanted to audit you, you're fully prepared. The key is to be fully prepared and take advantage of every single tax code available to you to take advantage of. Educate yourself, implement it, do not be afraid, and make sure you know your numbers, make sure you know what deductions you're adding, make sure you know why you're adding, and you have a solid paperwork to back that up. That's the key concept behind winning at this tax game. We all do it. We are taking advantage of every single piece of tax code that's available to us. But if you are making numbers up and cooking the books right now, it's probably not going to go very far. You need to treat yourself as if you are going to get audited. If you're running a legitimate business, you need to be legitimate about having every single thing in your business to make sure that it gives you the write-off only if you have the right paperwork to back it up. And this is where tax planning comes into place. In our firm, we constantly advocate our clients to take certain action throughout the year and keep meticulous paperwork of doing so. When you do that, and when you timely have all of those things available, when you submit all of them, you back it up, you are almost guaranteed that you will be paying less money or no money in tax compared to all the other years you have been doing your taxes with somebody else. The people that are filing your taxes are probably no different than I am. The only difference between those people and me is I am focused on helping people save money in taxes and strategically have everything ready to do so. Tax code changes all the time. You need to know the tax code. And if you don't know the tax code, then you need somebody by your side who is going to give you the proper knowledge and proper action plan that you can take so you can go out there and execute. The cost you incur for doing all of this with us or any other company is fraction of what you pay in taxes. And I gladly spend that kind of money when I initially started doing so. But now we have our own tax firm, and the knowledge that we have gotten over the years doing this year over year has taught me something very specific. This is what I share when you sit down with us and talk about your personal tax situation. You go over everything and we tell you exactly the steps that you can take now. Because if somebody comes to us right here in November 2025, if anybody comes to us right now, it is almost very late for them to take advantage of the tax code. And if there are things available for you to take care of, it is going to require immediate action. Or don't even worry about tax planning for this year, because this is what it takes. You need to have the proper paperwork, you need to have the proper documentation, because we are not about cheating the system, we are not about playing with the system. We advocate for being fully compliant. So if IRS wants to come audit your business, you should not sweat it one bit. In fact, all your document we want to keep in an electronic file. So if they come looking for any document, any clarification, it should be one email away. That's the kind of things that we do in our business. I do in my personal taxes, and with the grace of God, we have not been hit by a big tax bill or an audit. And if it does, we are fully prepared for it.